first is reconnect with the family, right? You know, get back with them because we're living in different areas right now. But yeah, there's still a lot of, you know, knocking things around in my head, thinking about the personnel, thinking about where we might go next, what we're going to do, and you know, it's just really a fluid situation right now that we're trying to, you know, when we go out there tomorrow, it'll be the first time we get to see a couple guys that, you know, didn't do any OTAs, so always thinking and always seeing where we can go next.
What have you, I guess, how are you in your progression thus far? Do you feel like the offense was where it needed to be when you closed out mandatory minicamp?
Yeah, you know, I think our guys have done a great job. Really, all of them coming in and really buying into, you know, the new system and really just kind of coming in, putting their nose to grindstone, getting to work, learning the new language. You know, is really the way to describe it because it is a new language for them. And then being able to carry that over to the field. I think they've really bought in. I think they worked hard. They were dedicated. They were committed. And you could see it on the field, how much work they were putting in.
What percentage of your system would you say has been able to install to this point?
You know, we've touched on most of the areas. You know, it's still a growing process, but you have to hit, you know, all the different areas for, you know, for your football team, whether it's, you know, first, second down, third down, red zone, 2 minute. I mean, all the situations you have to be able to hit. You have to teach your philosophy, teach your beliefs, and we've been able to hit on most, and we'll continue to grow from there.
What's the most important thing you've learned about Matthew so far?
You know, as I told him, you know, I was really impressed with his offseason. He had a lot going on, as we all know. You know, he had some off-field things with his family that he had to take care of, but he was really committed to us, and he was here. He was putting his time in. He was working hard. He really led the way on learning the offense and you know, in the verbiage and getting to know the new language, sitting in the huddle, being able to call it, helping guys when they needed help. So I was just impressed with the level of dedication and the commitment that he had to us with the other things that he had going on.
Along those same lines, what did you think about him as a quarterback before you got here, and what maybe has surprised you now working with him?
You know, I mean, I was always, you know, an admirer from afar. I mean, I think he plays a great game. You know, obviously we know about his ability to throw the ball, and you know, so just I was excited to get to know him on a personal level, get to know more about him. You know, what he likes, what he doesn't like. Kind of get those lines of communication going and open so that we can continue to grow from here.
What are some of those answers? What does he like? What have you learned about him a little bit in this process?
Well, I think we're still learning each other, you know, and as it's, you know, it's no secret, as I've already said before, you know, things that he likes, that he feels comfortable doing, I think is probably a better way to say it. Things that he's not comfortable with, and you know, sometimes those things that he might not be comfortable with is because he hasn't done them enough. And then sometimes it's like, I'm not comfortable because I'm not good at them. And so we have to be able to, you know, to grow together and say, hey, I need to push you on this. And then also I need to be flexible enough to say, okay, yep, that's right. Then we don't do those things. So it's, you know, it's a give and take, and it's a learning and growing experience right now.
In your evaluations of him and in your talks with him, what do you think of the season that he had last year, and what can you do? Can you guys do collectively, I guess, to make it better?
You know, we're really just kind of putting that behind us. I mean, we kind of just scrapped the whole thing, you know, so last year really doesn't have any bearing on what's going on in this year. So I'm more concerned about going forward and what he does with this offense, how he picks it up. You know, again, I said, you know, his level of commitment to us has been great. And so just want to be able to see that continue to grow and you know, do the best that we can within this offense.
From like something to improve on from last year's standpoint, or is there you know, you say you put it all?
Yeah, I think it's just, I think all that's just so different, you know. So we're just focused on, you know, on what we're doing and the skills and the fundamentals and the techniques that he needs to have with what we're doing.
Darrell, what's some of the key things that you have to have in place when you get to the game, when you get to Arizona, that you and he have to be on the same page on the field, that you can develop over the next 6 weeks?
Well, I mean, our community, I've already talked to him about it. Our communication has to be great. You know, he has to be comfortable enough to come to me and have open lines of communication on what we like, what we don't like, the things that we're doing well. I mean, obviously, I'll have an opinion on it, but I've played the position, so I kind of know, you know, from his experience as well, about, you know, sometimes you might not be comfortable with something, and, you know, the coach might believe in it, and it's like, I'm just not comfortable with it. And again, as I just said, it's kind of that give and take. Where is it where I need to say, no, we do this better than you think, or okay, I get it. Let's do something else. And we've had some great conversations already. We've put a few things in that he feels comfortable with, and other things that we're going to push him on. And I think by the time we get there, we need to be able to have enough stuff, okay, offensively that we can challenge the defense, but not too much where it's overloading ourselves. So that's the balance that we're trying to get right now.
Is there a progression that kind of happens where you two are thinking the same way as you work with a quarterback over a period of time? That he knows what you're thinking, you know what he's thinking.
That's where we need to get to. Yeah, that's where we need to get to. And I've had that with some of the other quarterbacks I worked with. It's almost like, yep, I knew that was coming, and that's exactly what I was expecting. And you feel really comfortable and confident that way.
Can you give us an example just of one thing that maybe you guys have talked through that he didn't like, or now he feels comfortable with, or vice versa? Something that he feels comfortable with.
I don't really want to give away any kind of strategical conversations that we had, but it's ongoing, and we've talked a lot of things, and I've already made a couple adjustments just in terms of maybe menu of plays that we've had in before. And said, okay, yeah, let's drop these two, and you really like these two, so let's put these two in, and we're doing those kind of things.
Tight end is a notoriously difficult position for rookies. I'm just curious what you saw from Hockenson throughout the spring in his development.
Yeah, well, number one, I've seen a big upgrade in that room. With Jesse, with Logan, with TJ, Nada's in that room as well. So we upgraded that room as a whole. We upgraded them in height as well, So it's a big, tall room. And all those guys have come in. They've learned the offense really well. They've worked hard again, as I've said. That's going to be kind of the thing, because they've really done a nice job of committing to it. As far as TJ, he just needs to come in and do what he's capable of doing, not try to overthink things, not try to, I'm this guy, this is where I got picked. He just needs to come in and play his game. I've seen him do that. I don't think the game's going to be too big for him. I like the way that he's in there working.
You're going to get Marv and Kenny back out there, but when they weren't out there, how valuable were those reps for some of the younger guys in the roster?
Yeah, it's huge for those guys, and it's huge for us to be able to see how those guys react, what they can take in, and give us basically a longer look at their skill sets and their chances for being able to compete for roster spots.
Talked to Sam Ryan, talked about how you guys looked at plays that Matthew had last year, and kind of looked back and then looked ahead. And you mentioned things being different. Like, in what ways will it be obvious once this offense rolls out that things are different?
I kind of want to wait and say that, for you guys to be able to see what you see. But there's going to be different things. Number one, we're not going to be dropping back every single play, and and throwing the ball. Hopefully, he's a little bit harder to find back there. Not just standing right behind. So different launch points for quarterback. But I'll kind of leave that out there as well.
And speaking of that, looking at his skill set, maybe an underrated part of him is that he does move a little bit. Like, how much does that help you expand the playbook, or maybe some Russell Wilson type things a little bit that maybe people wouldn't expect from him?
Yeah, the more that all our guys can do, it just opens up more opportunities for us. And I don't think that he's non-mobile. I think he's shown that he has the ability to, he can make some plays with his feet. He's done that in the past. He's good on the move. So we'll be able to use all those things.
Can you clarify just quickly what launch point means? Is that angle of the football? Is that where he's in the pocket?
That's where he is in the pocket. Yeah.
What is it about Frank Ragnow that you like at center?
Frank's just done a good job of leading the room. I think he's going to be able to understand what we're doing. I think he's going to be able to kind of be the leader of those five guys up there, and I think that's where it starts.
I know you've still got time to figure out from a personnel perspective, but how important is the blocking back to you in your scheme? A lead back, leading your ball carrier through the hole?
Yeah, again, I think it's important for us to be as multiple as we can be. That's what I like to be. I like to be as balanced and as multiple, really present a lot of different issues for the defense. All the different personnel groups, all the different guys, we're going to try to find the best at each one of those positions. And so for a fullback, for us, again, it can create mismatches. It can help you exert your will, kind of your toughness, your dominance. As that lead back, you like to use that guy in different spots, move him around, but just again, it gives us an opportunity to be multiple.
In this offense, how would you describe how valuable the tight end is, and in your NFL career, how have you seen the value of that position maybe grow as people try to do more things and create mismatches?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge position. It's a very important position, and I mean those guys have to be very skilled at a lot of different things. We're going to ask them to be offensive linemen half the time. We're going to ask them to be wide receivers the other half of the time, and I think the position has evolved. And in terms of, there's a lot more basically wide receiver types, big bodies that are wide receiver types, and it really kind of presents an issue for the defense for how are you going to personnel your defense to cover those guys. Do you put linebackers on them? Do you put safeties on them? Do you put a big corner on them? How are you going to handle that? And that changes, the type of personnel that you want to use for your defense, and then that might open up, other things for the offense to be able to counter that with.
You've been around a lot of good running attacks in your age. What's your thoughts on the current stable of running backs you got here?
I like where we're at. Carry on, CJ. We picked up Ty. We got Zach. So I like where it's at right now. We got good, different size. We got big guys, little guys, scat backs. We got all the things that we need right now. We can throw Theo in there as well. So it's a good group to be able to work with.
With so many, varied types, is there a certain thing that you're looking for? I mean, you obviously can only carry a certain amount.
Right.
Is there a certain trait that you value more than others in the backfield?
The best guy. Yeah, definitely the best guy. And, the traits can be different. From Adrian Peterson that I had to was there with Amon Green, to Marshawn Lynch, different style runners. And we're going to have different style runners. And it's my job to be able to find what they do best and then accentuate those positives.
Kenny Wiggins got a good long look with the first team offense through the first part there. Just wondering how he showed during that stretch, and has he done anything to maybe solidify himself in that competition for the job, or is it still very wide open?
It's still wide open. We're trying to make sure that we have competition at each and every position. We're going to continue to move through those guys up front, and we're looking again for the best 5 guys. And however that shakes out, that's the way we'll go.